They have pretty good military presence around Pharsalos in terms of units, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So once we take care of all those eunuchs, we should be okay.
Oh, good. Then they won't be causing any trouble in our imperial courts.
That's right.
Always grubbing for power, those eunuchs.
Could have sworn they were trustworthy this time.
I wonder how many times it took them to... How much history they went through before they were like, you know what?
You know, you'd think they'd be all right because they got no kids, but no.
It seems that there's more to it than that. Who would have thunk? Well, I guess, yeah, we should start moving on Pharsalos then. We've got a
Okay.
cannon sitting outside of it, so once we get that done, that removes a lot of their bombardment abilities.
Yeah, okay, I can get my units right up next to them.
Yeah, I guess we should make sure we get up to the border before we declare war.
Yeah. Well, especially they do have, like, they have riflemen who are pretty strong. Cannon.
Like, we're a step ahead of him
Hmm.
in pretty much everything at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, my first step is going to be taking out this cannon near Athens with my artillery.
Oh, okay, you've got your. So are you going to handle that front then?
Well, I mean, you've got a dude there to help me on the border, and I think we're okay here, so...
Okay. Yeah, we can probably break even. With that cavalry unit, we're set.
Yeah, you can go on raiding parties.
Yeah. Can't he advance into mechanized infantry?
Um, yes he can. He can in fact become a tank, which is better than mechanized infantry.
Oh, right, because mechanized infantry is an infantry unit
Yeah.
that looks like a tank.
Mm-hmm. No, what are you doing? Well, whatever.
Well, I've got a trebuchet I can send.
I think we'll be alright.
I just want to... Oh.
Your empire is currently looking a little bit like a very distorted letter W.
Yay!
So that's an exciting thing for us all to notice while we're
Fun,
waiting for the turn to move through.
fun trivia.
Fun fact. One of my destroyers is finally healed. And there you go.
Can
Now we
you
have
not,
3 destroyers. Pardon me?
can you not heal fighters while they're on an aircraft carrier?
I don't know.
It's looking like a no.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, well, I like where that... Well, maybe... Alright.
I'm just parking my submarine next to your carrier there
Sounds good.
so that I can unleash it on the frigates shortly. There's still 8 turns until we get to mechanized infantry, unfortunately.
I think we'll be okay. I'm just looking into... Oh! Tank, 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 tank.
Lovely.
Not good for attacking cities, though, that's worth noting.
Yes, that's one of the things that they changed about tanks, because otherwise they were ridiculous.
It's a god
Especially
unit.
the German version of it, the Panzer.
Um, Well, then what would we use to take a city then?
Can you not use a tank to attack a city?
Well, it says they're bad at it.
Yeah, you can still use it, though. And you can
Okay.
use mechanized infantry, also.
Okay.
Or just infantry, or French Foreign Legion, what
Yeah.
have you.
Sounds gourd. Okay. Are you familiar with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
Did the scene... did like basically the entire opening of Bioshock Infinite remind you of it?
You know what? It did.
When you first get to Columbia and like you're in
Yeah.
the church,
hmm
reminds me of the scene with the sirens in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, and there's a part at the ending which is especially like that part with the
They,
sirens.
they sing "You Are My Sunshine." Oh,
They sing a song that they
okay,
composed specifically for the game, and it's quite a lovely song, actually.
okay.
But yeah, not that one in particular. Though they do have several instances of songs that should not exist due to spoilers.
Yeah, I read a little bit about that. I was disappointed to hear that "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" was in fact not just an Easter egg.
Yeah, it's actually in there for a reason, as a
Hmm.
clue.
It's cool that they were that intentional about it.
hmm
Although, little apples to oranges. I thought it was just a hilarious.
Hilarious Easter egg.
Yeah.
I've discovered radar. Oh, you discovered radar. Why do I get
We
it? Oh, I
discovered.
completed Oxford University, so I get a free technology.
Heyo, get the
I'm gonna
expensive one.
choose rocketry. Or should I choose lasers and get even better tanks?
Oh my goodness, modern armor. That looks pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna go with rocketry
Okay.
because I would like to start the Apollo program,
Okay.
and I can upgrade my artilleries into
Ah,
rocket
yes.
artillery.
The SS Cockpit. A great name for a ship, I'd like to point out.
Absolutely. I think it's one that we should all uh, use from now on. Dang it, I can't upgrade my units in your territory. What a travesty. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted you to do. Don't do that. Go on to this hill. I think Alexander's frigates are going to have a difficult time dealing with all these destroyers.
How so?
And the submarines probably won't make it any easier.
I actually do not have any submarines, so it's good to know you've got some.
Mm-hmm. Start off the Apollo program over here in Memphis.
Just like in real life.
Absolutely. Memphis known not for pyramids or even for Elvis, but rather for the Apollo program.
Well, Elvis played a big part in the Apollo program.
That is true. He was the first man on the moon.
Where did my battleship go? Oh my goodness, I sent it
It's
to,
over here by Warsaw.
yeah.
Come on, Ironclad, you can eventually make it over to Akwesasne. I believe in you. Sort of.
Alright, it'll take a while, but it'll get there.
Excellent. My battleships in general are going over towards Sparta.
Okay.
Great thing about rocket artillery is that it does not have to set up for its attack run. It just makes its attack run.
Hey, did you start the Apollo program already?
Yep.
Okay,
Should be done in 11 turns.
sounds good.
I can even probably speed that up. I have a great engineer lying around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Come on, Charles Augustin de Coulomb. I don't know offhand what he is famous for. But he's
He
going to be famous for the Apollo program.
His last name was Coulomb.
Yeah.
That is a unit for power and electricity.
So he probably did something related to that.
He did electrons.
Did he? Is he the electron guy?
Well, a Coulomb. It's a measure. It's a count of like. Yeah. Let me see if I can get this straight. I'm gonna have to recheck the formulas real quick, but because talking about a single electron is kind of useless, you talk about a Coulomb, which is like a huge packet of them.
Okay.
And then a Coulomb per second, so like measuring the quantity of electrons flowing through a wire, would be a amp.
Okay. So it's related to the amp there.
Yeah.
That makes sense then. And now we've learned something.
Had to go through the cobwebs there.
I get the same cobwebby issue when people ask me to describe something like a gerund. I know what this is.
Oh yeah.
Give me a minute.
Yep. I'm thinking suffixes.
Oh,
Sugar and
Alexander
spice.
is taking up a combat posture, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear what's going on here.
I think we're completely innocent here.
Yeah.
Totally not doing anything questionable in the least. Ooh, the Pentagon.
Ooh. Do we get a shared benefit from the wonders?
I don't know. But I do know that Monsieur Coulomb cannot hurry production on the Apollo program.
Interesting. I suppose that makes sense, since it does hasten the end of the game.
Yeah. Too bad.
Finished stadium.
I wonder if we can do it on the Pentagon, though.
Oh, you can do it on the Pentagon.
Why don't we do it in the road? Gratuitous Beatles reference for the day.
Cannon. GetDaved's cannon.
GetDaved's French anti-tank gun. From Almady.
What does the artillery upgrade to? Oh, to rocket artillery.
Yes, it's an
Ooh.
excellent choice.
Ranged attack 46. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to set up.
Oh. Oh my goodness, modern warfare.
I know. Speaking of
I
modern
never
warfare,
realized how wonderful it is.
speaking of modern warfare, we are going to have mechanized infantry in about 10 seconds.
Boom.
There we go. And my last destroyer's ready. Lovely.
Are you working on lasers?
I just finished electronics, but I can work on lasers if you'd like.
If you do lasers, I'll take care of this, that hat thing.
The hats? Okay.
The hats.
Sounds good. I will do lasers then. They really... Okay, lasers... down there. I am now working on lasers. Byblos has finished their factory. Build yourself a school, Byblos. Education is important because it gives us bigger guns. And for no other reason.
See, you came around.
Education was proving to be quite troublesome in my SimCity cities.
Did you ever start using like nuclear reactors and the like?
Well, I had a nuclear reactor in my original city, but then my population was apparently not educated enough to do it properly.
Yeah!
So
That's where the fun's at.
I replaced it with a coal reactor. And then the city fell apart.
Yep.
The city seems to fall apart as soon as it gets big, which is a little discouraging for me, but...
It's cool for that, I think. You would think like things would get easier as your infrastructure became a little bit more developed and everything, but in practice, the game gets, quite realistically, it gets harder the more complex your city is.
Yeah, it does. I just find that it sometimes gets arbitrarily more difficult
Yes.
in certain aspects, as opposed to being more difficult in a realistic way.
Yep.
It looks like Alexander's got some dudes at Mycenae. I won't even pretend to speak Greek.
Mycenae.
Okay.
AE is E, pronounced E in Greek.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if the C was a K or a S sound in this case.
I think it probably should be a K, but in practice, people cheat a little bit.
Hmm.
That's tricky, though. It might even be yeah, whatever. Ancient languages, no one still speaks them, so you can get away with a fair bit.
I got a new great engineer after sacrificing the last one to the Pentagon.
Right on.
Nicholas August Otto, who I have not heard of. But I'm going to say
Inventor
right
of
now,
the Ottoman?
he was the inventor of the automobile.
Oh. Even better.
The Ottoman, maybe. Maybe neither.
Why can't I build the Sydney Opera House? Oh, it has to be coastal, I bet.
I'll just check to make sure I'm not building it anywhere.
I can work on it. I was just,
I had to be on the coast. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, but that one doesn't count. Can I build it in London? Yes. Okay, yeah, it has to be coastal.
That makes sense. It is the Sydney Opera House. So have you upgraded your Foreign Legion to mechanized infantry, or?
Not quite yet. I'm just investigating one thing. There we go. After you're done that mechanized infantry, work on the Opera House.
Just like real life.
Actually, that's a pretty cheap upgrade considering how strong they've become. Okay, I've got some pretty modern units on their border.
Excellent.
I'm excited about the helicopter gunship.
Yeah. It's a pretty neat looking unit.
Great person born. Well, he's alright.
Who did you get?
Ferdinand Magellan!
Magellan! Are you gellan? I'm gellan like Magellan.
I had a feeling that was coming. Damn you, Dr. Scholl. Illegitimate PhD.
I hated that commercial so much. So much.
It took a lot from us.
Yeah.
Alright, golden age it is. New social policy. Half
Scott.
food from specialists. Ooh. Interesting.
What's up?
I could get a constitution.
Like a Constitution class spaceship, or?
I can only hope so. I don't know what I'd do with more paper.
Well, there might be some type of paper shortage.
Infinite paper in a paperless world.
Let's build a stock exchange in the capital.
Oh my goodness, they gave me a paratrooper.
The fools. Don't they know they only hasten their own destruction?
Yeah, I think I almost have enough, what's this alert? Okay, I've got my battleship, in the Greek lands.
You've also got a frigate that you could upgrade into a destroyer.
You may have a greater understanding of my, forces than I do.
Plus there's a crossbowman in York.
Oh, that I'm not too worried about.
He's just
He's very cheap.
He's an artisanal crossbowman
Yeah,
hanging out back there.
it's just a redneck with a crossbow.
Daryl? Okay. I actually have to take a quick break.
Okay.
My wife needs something. So I will end the recording here, and when we return, I will attack Greece.